North Korea has notified the International Atomic Energy Agency that it will reinject nuclear substance within a week. The Korean government has approved additional U.S. beef processing facilities that have reported beef contaminated with E. coli bacteria. Several brands of cookies sold in domestic stores have been found to contain melamine. Hello and welcome to KBS World News. Today is Thursday, the 26th of September. North Korea has notified the International Atomic Energy Agency that it will reinject nuclear substance within a week, a prelude to the restoration of its nuclear facilities. The deal on North Korea's nuclear disarmament pact is in trouble, as Pyongyang has also asked the agency's inspectors to leave.
The International Atomic Energy Agency says North Korea plans to re-inject nuclear material into its Yongbyon reactor within a week.
The DPRK has also informed the IAEA inspectors that they plan to introduce nuclear material to the reprocessing plant in 1 week's time.
Fleming says Pyongyang has removed seals and surveillance cameras from the Yongbyon reprocessing facility and barred international inspectors from the plant. Western diplomats have interpreted this as a request for the inspectors to leave North Korea. AFP says it took 2 days to remove the some 120 seals and cameras. Pyongyang might also use the resumption of the plant's operations as a bargaining chip at the six-party talks. But parts of the facility are considered too old to be restored and operated. Experts say denuclearization has been implemented to a considerable degree, so a few months will be needed before operations are resumed.
The Korean government has approved 18 additional U.S. beef processing facilities that apply for permits to export to Korea. The approval has sparked controversy because several of the plants have reported beef contaminated with E. coli bacteria.
18 additional U.S. meat processing plants have obtained approval to export beef to Korea. Korean quarantine officials have inspected 22 such facilities over the past 2 weeks, rejecting only 4 of them. One of the slaughterhouses withdrew its application, while 3 others failed hygienic and microbiological tests. The approval of the 18 facilities raises the number of U.S. meat plants exporting beef to Korea to 48. They also include Nebraska beef, which recently recalled its product due to E. coli contamination. Under a bilateral agreement signed in April, the U.S. government will begin issuing the beef export permits to American meat plants from Thursday.
작업장의 승인권과 취소권이 다 미국 정부에게 넘어갔기 때문에 앞으로 문제점이 지적된 작업장에 대해서 우리 정부가 적절하게 통제하기 힘든 그런 문제점이 있다고 생각을 합니다.
Korea has pledged to continue to monitor the U.S. beef imports even after Washington takes over the approval process. But conflict will probably erupt again if problems are detected in U.S. meat plants.
Talks on crime prevention, the last matter left on the list for having Korea join the U.S. visa exemption program, has been settled Thursday. Accordingly, Koreans will likely be able to travel to the U.S. without visas from early next year. Foreign Minister Yoo Myung-hwan, visiting the U.S., said at a press conference that he has met with U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Michael Chertoff and closed the final agreement on the matter. World stock markets are restricting short selling in the wake of plunging prices, and Korea will soon follow this trend. Korean finance authorities will ban short selling for 10 days from October.
Short selling allows profits through the sale of lent stocks, buying them after the price drops and paying them back. This method has been blamed as the main cause of the plunge in global stock prices. So Korea's financial watchdog has begun cracking down on this practice. A large number of brokerages, mainly foreign ones, have been found to have violated regulations on short selling. In certain cases, stock purchases were ordered without even borrowing stocks. The Financial Services Commission, as a result, will tighten rules on short selling. Short selling will be banned for 10 days from October 13th, for items whose short-selling sales have exceeded 5% of the transaction amount for 20 days. The ban will stay if the limit is exceeded after that. The mortgage rate for borrowing stocks will also be raised from between 90 and 110% to 140%. Experts say this will help stabilize stock prices over the short term. But many doubt if these measures will ease jitters brought on by the U.S. financial shock.
Several brands of cookies sold in domestic stores have been found to contain the harmful substance melamine. The melamine scandal originating in China has gradually spread throughout Korea.
The Korea Food and Drug Administration has inspected some 160 chocolate products and cookies exported from China and containing Chinese milk formula. The watchdog has found that Hete Confectionery's custard cookies, Midsized, contain 137 parts per million of melamine. One box contains 9 milligrams of melamine, and the cookies could cause health problems if consumed regularly. The biscuit's milk rusk has also been found to contain 7 parts per million of melamine. Hete outsources the production of Midsized cookies to a Chinese manufacturer. Milk rusk is imported from Hong Kong. These two incidents are Korea's first reported case of melamine in food. The Food and Drug Watchdog has ordered the recall of 100,000 kilograms of Midsized cookies and 661 boxes of milk rusk. The import of food products containing Chinese milk formula is also banned until Chinese food safety is restored. More than 4,600 tons of imported cookies this year, spanning 20 brands, have been found to contain Chinese milk formula. The melamine food crisis originating in China has now hit Korea.
The decision to partially reduce the number of subjects on the 2012 college entrance exam is stirring up controversy. Teachers are being blamed for their refusal to have their subjects removed from the test.
The Korea Institute for Curriculum and Evaluation is in charge of making the college entrance exam. The think tank has 3 plans for reducing the number of test subjects. The test consists of 8 subjects, including Korean, mathematics, foreign language, 4 science subjects, and either a second foreign language or Chinese script. The first plan involves removing 1 science subject to reduce the number of subjects to 7. The second plan seeks to cut the number of optional subjects and adding a subject taken by students both in the sciences and the arts. In this case, science students will take 1 less subject, while art students 1 more. These 2 plans are nowhere near the idea of President Lee's transition committee. The committee had sought to remove 3 subjects to reduce students' burden. The majority of students, parents, and college faculty say the number of subjects should be cut. But little progress has been made to that effect. Teachers refusing to have their subjects removed are blamed for this.
대학 편에서는 그 영역의 학생들을, 그 전공 학생들을 교사로다가 내보내는 데 있어서도 좀 문제가 있고, 그래서 과목 간의 여러 가지 그 경쟁, 이기주의 뭐 이런 것 때문에.
The Education Ministry will make the final decision this year based on the blueprints submitted by the Institute.
Many job applicants prefer conglomerates despite the tight employment market. A few business groups have launched efforts to help small and mid-sized companies attract new hires.
Job applicants show interest in a small company, which is the leading affiliate of one of the nation's top conglomerates. Small and mid-sized companies face difficulty in hiring, since more job applicants prefer working for conglomerates. The smaller enterprises are receiving more job applications after emphasizing their partnerships with conglomerates. Small companies account for 90% of all new jobs. But job seekers still prefer big corporations, so smaller companies and conglomerates have joined hands to balance the job market. 11 corporations, including Kumo Asiana, Samsung Electronics and Hyundai Motor are helping their affiliates hire personnel by stressing their partnerships.
중소기업을 활성화해서 거기서 경쟁력을 갖추고 거기가 커져감으로써 일자리를 더 많이 만드는 데 뒤에서 도와주는 그럼으로써 우리나라 전체 그 고용을 늘리는.
More than 400 small and mid-sized companies took part in their job fair. They plan to hire nearly 2,000 employees. The Federation of Korean Industries organized this job fair and will continue promoting collaboration between conglomerates and small companies through technological transfers and business consulting.
The International Culture and Content Fair has opened in Seoul. Korea's special effects for films and animated characters have proven strongly competitive.
A face that gets a three-dimensional scan turns into an animated character with varying facial expressions. This human body model with special makeup on can be moved freely with a remote control. All of the special effects appearing in this big-budget Hollywood blockbuster are Korean-made.
저희 아이디어가 고스란히 담아있는 일반적인 헐리우드에서 진행하는 프로세스와 동일한 방법으로 저희가 작품을 진행했다는 점에서 첫 발을 내딛었다라고.
These are the famous Korean computer game characters MapleStory and Pukka. Both have emerged as world brands in some 100 countries. The toddler's animation series Pororo the Little Penguin proves how competitive Korean cultural content is today. The characters have been used in some 400 products and also in online content, video, and publications. Sales have reached $260 million a year.
철저하게 국내 시장뿐만 아니라 전 세계 시장을 대상으로 해서 기획이 됐고, 그다음에 성공할 수 있었던 가장 큰 원인은 무엇보다도 어린이들의 눈높이에 맞았다라는 거 하나.
Korea's cultural content industry is rapidly growing and drawing much world attention, despite having only some 130 companies. More support for a better investment environment is needed for further growth of the sector.
Waters of South Chungcheong province have become rich in Hickory Shed. Up to 30 tons of the fish are caught daily in waters of Seocheon alone.
Fishing nets set up within 30-minute boat ride from Seocheon, South Chungcheong province, are packed with hickory sheds every time they're raised. The nets occasionally break from the weight of the catch. The plump hickory shed measures about 5 inches. The amount of catch has surged 20% from last year. The fish are most plentiful from September to November. This year's catch is especially big because the warmer water temperature.
하루에 20여 척 나와갖고 많게는 30톤, 적게는 15톤에서 25톤 사이 이렇게 잡고 있고.
1 kilogram of hickory shad goes for about $4. When the catch is big, each vessel makes $17,000 to $26,000 a day. Hickory sheds are at their best in the fall because they accumulate fat to prepare for winter.
저는 회를 좋아합니다. 그래서 일부러 왔더니 회는 회대로 나름대로 다 맛있습니다.
Thanks to the bountiful catches, the fishing industry is climbing out the prolonged slump due to the last year's oil spill in the Yellow Sea and high oil prices.
It's harvest time and an apple farm is inviting visitors from the city for apple picking. Crisp apples can be picked and eaten on the spot. Visitors can also make dyes out of apple trees. Let's get a close look at what fun you can get at an apple farm in fall. This is the fruit market in Karakdong, Seoul. Apples shipped from farms are auctioned early at dawn. Competition for apples of the best quality could not be fiercer. Here are some tips how to choose good fresh apples.
너무 큰 사과보다는 중간 크기의 이 사과가 저장성도 좋고 또 단단하면서 맛도 좋으니까요.
Good apples look nice in shape. Apples with yellowish bottoms instead of greenish tend to taste better. The dark red color Hongo breed is popular for its sweet and sourness. This farm offers special events to visitors from the city. Kids are excited at the thought of picking apples themselves. The apples on this farm are grown without pesticides, so they can be eaten right off the trees.
깜깜해요. 꿀 들어있는 것 같아요.
After apple picking, awaits yet another special experience. Natural dyes are made of apple tree. Apple tree branches are boiled in water, and the water slowly turns yellow. After the water has cooled down, the cloth is dipped in for dyeing. Now, here are some recipes for special apple delights. First up is apple pork stew. Pork seasoned with salt and pepper beforehand is stir-fried with mashed tomatoes. The broth is made of stir-fried vegetables, mashed tomatoes, white wine, and apple juice. The apple juice softens the pork and gets rid of the porky smell. While the broth is cooking, stir-fry apples, bell peppers, and raisins in butter. Mix all the ingredients together, season, and let it simmer for a while. And voila! You have French apple pork stew.
저 원래 사과 싫어하는데요. 이 돼지고기랑 먹으니까 엄청 진해져요.
First, you carve out the insides of the apples. Stuff the apples with a mixture of chopped walnuts, raisins, buttercream, sugar, and cinnamon powder, and bake in oven for about an hour. Thin apple slices cooked in the oven and sprinkled with sugar can be an excellent and healthy snack for the whole family. Apples are good and healthy fruit for everyone. Make sure to have some apples and spend a healthy fall with your family. Here are today's economic indicators and the weather. That's it for this edition of KBS World News Today. Have a nice day, and thank you for watching.